Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is James Alderating, and this is Alderating. If you haven't seen my show before, what I do is I review and critique specific, or I just tell you about specific actors that either I like, or that are in the news, or just for the heck of it. I don't know. Whatever comes first. So, on today's episode, I will be reviewing the people in the news recently. For example, Charlie Sheen, of course, winning. Arnold Schwarzenegger, of course, the governor, or the former governor, if you all know what's happening to him. And I might talk about Andy Dick and what he's done. I might talk about, what was her name? Was it Avril Lavigne? I don't remember. But I'll probably talk about a lot of other people. Maybe I'll just talk about Arnold Schwarzenegger and, that other guy. Or Charlie Sheen, of course, sorry. Losing! So let's begin with Mr. Charlie Estevez, Carlos Estevez, also known as Charlie Sheen, of course. So yeah, I think we all know him from the movie, from the show, 2.5 Men. So I think right now I'm just going to talk about, the most recent works and what they did and how it's going to affect them recently. So let's begin. As you know, Charlie Sheen has been having a quote-unquote winning year. Sorry, I have to do the winning thing. Sorry. But he, on the show 2.5 Men, he plays a guy named Charlie Harper. Of course, Charlie Harper, Charlie Sheen. Kind of the same person. And, anyway, let's just get back to business. Now, if you know his stuff, he's been, drug abuse, alcohol abuse. But I mean, seriously, who doesn't like a little bit of tiger's blood? And of course, the marital stuff in his life. Now, because of all this stuff that's been happening in his life, recently, it does affect him, his acting career, his career as an actor. One of the things that how it affects him is, he recently got, not quit, he just recently got fired from 2.5 Men. Now, if you all know, do you guys know who's taking the spot? If you guys do know, comment down, tell us all down below. But, he's gonna be, replaced by, what's his name, Ashton Kutcher. Now, I want to know, am I getting punked because of this? I better be getting punked. No, I'm kidding. So, yeah, that's what's happening to him, and, of course, all the nationwide tour that he's been doing. And I remember hearing that, I think it was in New York, or he was in Chicago, and everyone, well, a lot of people, booed him, just said, boo, boo, boo. Which, if you're on the Tiger's Blood and you're winning, shouldn't you be, wee, woo? Maybe in his head it was going, wee, woo, yeah, go Charlie. But, all that stuff. And if you don't know who his and he's had like a lot of girlfriends, winning, a lot of wives, winning, children, I think, winning, just a bunch of stuff. But I think the craziest thing he's done so far was he held up a machete on the top of a building. That was the craziest thing, and the type of building. So yeah, that's Charlie. So I'm gonna give Mr. Charlie Sheen, out of 5 Tiger Bloods and winning, I'm going to say he's winning. Because he's Charlie Sheen. I mean, he can do anything. He could be hyped up on, I don't know, Hawaiian Ice. You know what that is? Watch the show Numbers. On season something. Yeah, it's like Coke and stuff like that. Anywho, let's continue on with Mr. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Mr. Arnold Schwarzenegger was the governor. He's Austrian. He's American, of course. He was a bodybuilder. He's an actor, model, businessman, politician, all that jazz. Well, recently, a thing happened to him. Okay, and how is it going to affect him in his life? It's going to be recently he was married, or he was married to a lady named Miss Maria Shriver, for a long time, and they had, some children. Well, it turns out that he was also the father. He fathered a son before, like, with his maid. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Arnold Schwarzenegger had a kid with a maid. Now, a lot of people have had fantasies of maids, and if you know what I'm talking about, comment down below, tell us what you think I'm talking about if you know what I'm talking about. Well, but then, and because of that, it kind of brought on his separation from his wife, or his ex-wife now, Miss Maria Shriver. So, how is it going to affect his career? I don't know. I mean, I remember hearing from somebody, I think it was, who was it? It was some person, I can't remember who it was. But they said that, what was it? I cannot remember now. They said that he was like doing a quote for someone, or he was talking to somebody, and they asked him about his acting career because he wanted they were going to return him to acting after being the governor. Well, he said, I think, well, my guess is that he said that after this whole thing blows away in the wind, like all scandals and stuff like that do. After it blows away in the wind, he'll probably go back and into acting. And if you remember, he was recently in the movie, what was that movie called? The Expendables. He was recently in Expendables. He just did a quick cameo in that movie. If you don't know what cameo is, cameo is just a quick showing of somebody. Like, let's say that we're doing this thing, and all of a sudden, oh, what's this? Mr. Arnold Schwarzenegger, or Mr. Charlie Sheen, or Mr. Andy Dick. Oh, yeah, I'll talk about that later and what happened to him. So just randomly, and then they leave and I continue on. So I think out of 5, I don't know what should I give him? 5 children. 5. What should I give him? 5 wives. 5. I don't know, something. Well, I'll give him about 5. I'll give him a 5 because it's Arnold. I would not want to make him angry at me. So he could probably punch me in the face, and I'd probably oh. And if you're watching, I don't know why he's watching, but if you're watching, try to like reconnect with Maria, dude. Just say you're sorry, I don't know. I know it's probably not gonna work, but dude, I mean, seriously, you had your, Anyways, let's see. Yeah, I was gonna talk about Andy Dick and all those other guys, but I'll talk about that next week. So also check out my other page, Movie Geek Studios. I'll probably somewhere around here. I don't know where. My name is James Alderating. You've just been Alderated. Also, Mr. Bill Logsdon. Yeah, Bill Logsdon Customs. Check him out. Oh, also, to also represent Mr. Billy Logsdon. Look at my back of my shirt. I hope it works. It says, keep our level. And, don't worry. I'm just talking, just saying, putting that out there. So, if you need work done, call him. If you're in California, or, you live in Ventura County, call him up. If you didn't get that number, it's right there. Oh, just look him up. So my name is James Alderating. That's Bill. And you've just been Alderated. See you next week when we review and talk about more actors. I don't know who. I'll surprise you. How about that? I'll surprise you all.